just kind of looking ahead to this weekend, Maddie Pinta hasn't been as good this year as she's been in the past, but she's still the reigning SEC Pitcher of the Year, and y'all struggled against her last year. So kind of, what have you seen from her? What's going to kind of be the key to hitting off her this weekend?
A lot of strikeouts still, a few more walks, a few more wild pitches and hit by pitches. So, but she struck out, I believe, 18 on the opening game of the series against Ole Miss. So that's a lot of strikeouts. I don't think Beaver has had 18 this year. So that's like Alexis Osorio, Jackie Traina level, and Montana. So got to figure her out. Obviously, Coach Dean is retiring, and they're going to kind of celebrate him. They're going to celebrate Maddie. And then it's graduation day with all their seniors. So it's just one hell of a weekend for Alabama Auburn. And then their graduation for the school. So it is a busy weekend in Auburn, and that's why we have to stay in Montgomery, because all the hotels were full in Auburn. But you know, what a great opportunity for us to end the regular season down there, and you know, make some noise, because the last game against Tennessee was one of the most well-pitched we had all year. That was a really good offensive team. Obviously, they were number 3 in the country, and Beaver was awesome.
It seems like, this could be wrong, but I think there's like 10 girls from Alabama, and it seems like that's kind of more on the roster than normal. So just kind of, and a lot of times in softball, obviously in football you always end at Auburn, but it doesn't always work out like this in softball. Just so what about the rivalry aspect of this and these in-state girls getting a chance to finish the season?
Katie, you're so smart. You're right. And today we're going to have Miss Emma Broadfoot give her rendition of what Alabama versus Auburn means, because she is through and through crimson and white. Her family, everybody in the household. When we went up there last year and had a little pregame dinner when we went to North Alabama, I have never seen so many Alabama knickknacks, memorabilia. The dog's name was Murphy. The dog previously was Saban. So it is a Alabama family, and I think Emma will do a great job today. And you know, you're right. Also, though, with a kid like Jocelyn Brisky, she's from Phoenix. She really probably doesn't know what Auburn, Alabama means. Kendall Clark, she's from Humboldt, Iowa. She knows what Iowa State means. And Brisky sure as hell knows what Arizona State means. But now she needs to learn what this means. So, but it is a friendly rivalry. It's not contentious at all. And we respect the heck out of Mickey. And we're going to celebrate him too, because he's been a good guy to me for years and years and years.
Speaking of Jocelyn Brisky, we've really seen her come back from injury, and she's been pretty dominant in her last couple performances for you guys. How big is it having her back and in the lineup and kind of that number 2 spot?
Huge, and she's performed that spot. You know, she beat a really good Arkansas team up there. One wild pitch, you know, with 2 outs in the first inning. That was the only run they got. Then she put up 6 straight zeros in the next 6 innings, and she pitched really well against Tennessee. You know, the first run was unearned. The next one was a home run ball, but you know, if we could have scored 2 or 3, it would have been a different game. So she has done really, really well in that spot, and basically almost every single game except for the Texas A&M start, she's given us a shot to win. And really, all the pitchers are asked that. Just give us an opportunity to win a game.
You talked about this being an opportunity to finish the season strong. Just with how close the SEC is this year, just how much do you talk to them about seeding SEC and NCAA tournament wise, or is that not really a focus heading into this weekend?
No, not really, and we really haven't brought anything that up. We do talk about it in the office a little bit, because I think Bro might have said, and you guys probably know this, or Nathan does for sure, but we can still finish anywhere from like 5th to 12th, which is unbelievable with 3 games left. That's never been. Seriously, I don't ever remember that being that wide. But
nice to meet you.
you know, the conference, I think everybody would agree with me. Like next weekend when we have all 13 there, it's as open as it's ever been.
Talking about runs, mentioned 2 or 3. We've gotten 2 or 3 runs. Runs have been hard to come by Alabama and Auburn, really. This looks like
Pitcher's duels.
Pitcher's duels going in.
Yeah. Well, one thing I feel like our park plays the biggest of almost anybody in the league. Theirs is a little smaller. So I don't know with the quality of the pitching if it's going to translate into more runs or not. Obviously, they're used to the field. You know, we haven't played there for a long time. But it is a little shorter playing park, similar to Arkansas, I would say. And you never know with the wind, if it's blowing in, blowing out, that can mean the difference too.
Auburn's given up a lot of home runs.
Yeah, I did notice that a little bit. So
48.
it's a short park. So, but then I'm always worried about our pitching too.
Yeah.
So you're on the money with both of those stats. We're very similar.
Kinley's been hitting really well for y'all lately, and also when I was looking at the stats, I think she hit 500 off Penta last year. So just how key has she been to the offense, and kind of this weekend being probably towards the top of the lineup again?
Yeah, I mean we've had her like first, second, third, maybe fifth a little bit, but she has consistently hit. I swear she leads the country in hard hit outs. Last year for sure. This year, the center fielder for Tennessee makes a diving catch on one of hers, and it's just like, anytime she hits a duck fart or a little Texas leaguer and it falls, I'm like, hallelujah. It's starting to go her way because she has lined out like the shot to third base. If that young lady wasn't 6'1", it's a double down the line, and maybe Kristen White scores on it, but it'll start to fall for her because the law of averages is going to turn in her favor.